Real Talk, Take 4. Hey folks, I'm excited about being back with you guys today. I have a few tips that I want to give today, and then I'm going to be out of your way. The first one is singles sex tip. Yep, that infamous subject, sex. I want to talk about it for just a second. There are some of you guys who continuously fall to sexual sins. Somehow you're overcome by the urge and you find yourself giving in. First of all, I want to say this, that this is not unique to you. In fact, when I first really dedicated my life to Christ, I found myself also falling and then coming back and saying, God, I'm sorry. In fact, there was a friend of mine that I spoke to and I said, I can't do this. As much as I try, I keep falling. And God used that person to really bless my life. They gave me Philippians chapter 1 verse 6 that simply says that being confident of this very thing, that he which has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. She used to say to me, Ricky, God is not through with you yet. I'm like, yes, but it's hard. I keep tripping. I'm failing. She said, God is not through with you yet. So number one, I want you to understand something, that God is a restorer. God will forgive you. There's only one sin that you cannot get forgiveness for, and that is blasphemy against the Holy Ghost. But number two, God will keep those who want to be kept. So if you really want to be kept, God will keep you. Lastly, however, and this is the most dangerous place. A person who can continuously have sex and yet have no conviction, they're in a dangerous place, and they probably need to go back and jump on the altar as soon as possible. Here's another tip I want to give you, and here's something like Arsenio Hall used to be like, so this is something to think about. Say you're in a relationship and God knows you are a believer, and you get into a relationship with someone else who claims to be a believer, but every time the relationship becomes frustrating, the person says something like this: you Christians, guess what? More than likely, they're not one, and you probably need to make an exit as quick as possible. Here's one other tip I want to give you, and I'm going to be out of your way. First of all, y'all know I love you, right? I mean, I really do. Many of you guys I've never met before, and I just engage here on Facebook, but because I do love you, I got to keep it real. Somebody said keep it real. Thank you. I heard that. Having said that, I know that there seems to be a place in the church or that it seems like you can't find the right person. You're not seeing the men in the church, and you're like, where are the men? And some of the men as well as are looking and cannot find that right woman. First of all, I want to say this, that your church is not the only church on the planet. In fact, there's probably a church on every corner. I don't want you to become frustrated and give up, and as a result of that, you throw in the towel and you begin to look into the world or try to search the world to find fulfillment in what you really need. In other words, what I'm getting at is this, very simply, this point right here. That if you decide to hook up with an unbeliever because out of your frustration or you're tired of being alone, then I'm telling you that it is totally unscriptural, and God will not bless the mess. In other words, you cannot hook up with an unbeliever because you become unequally yoked and you begin to operate contrary to the very Bible that you believe in. So you cannot do it. I don't know how else I can say this, but I don't care how wonderful, how grand they may be, how fine and how sexy she is. I don't care what type of job he has or what accolades or credentials he may have. I don't care if he shook hands with President Obama and is next to take a seat on his cabinet. He does not qualify, and she doesn't qualify. Real Talk, Take 4. Thank you.